Ted Halter?
First of all, if you get a chance to look across the street and look out the mountain going up the hill, when Houdini and Ralph Walker, and Ralph, by the way, was spelled R-A-L-F, Ralph Walker, and he owned Walker's Fifth Street store, which later became the Broadway. We all remember the Broadway, so that. But when they lived here, Laurel Canyon was as wide as Lookout Mountain is now. So it was very different, and so Laurel Canyon was much narrower. And over there, where you see that lane of cars going northbound, there was a little stream, and there were bass ponds, and then there was this amazing wall that was built by Italian stonemasons that Ralph Walker had imported from Italy to build it. And at the time, he also owned that Mediterranean mansion, which is further up the hill, going across the street, where the Red Hot Chili Peppers used to live. And that got traded with a man named Simmons in a land deal. And I think Simmons later owned this property too. But Ralph Walker did die in 1935. And when he died, Houdini's widow was living where she had lived with Houdini in 1919. And that was at 2435 Laurel Canyon Boulevard, which is, it was like a bluff that stuck out in Laurel Canyon, creating a hairpin curve. Very dangerous. Cars would just come straight across and come into the big wall. So they really straightened out Laurel Canyon, and they widened it by an easy 30 feet, 35 feet. And it all came off this property. And so the guest house was much closer to the big house than you would get a picture of now. An elevator came down through the solid rock to a walkway underneath Laurel Canyon that came up in the gatehouse, which was on the corner of Willow Glen and Laurel.
And it runs 24/7, doesn't change the volume any time of the year, and it allows me to keep the property green because I have clean water for even drinking. I analyze it, I send it to a lab, and I get 4 pages of 0, 0, 0, 0.
I've never seen stop. In 50 years now.
Close by the city because there were vagrants sleeping there every night for many years. Some of them who live there and have recovered from their addiction have told me that yes, when I open it, I'm going to find a couple of cadavers at least. So I don't want to touch it because I want to invite Geraldo Rivera to open it. Or Zahi Hawass, the one that takes his mommy and seeing on TV.
America!
Died 2 weeks before Lafayette died, and Lafayette had him. No, he had him taxidermized.
Oh.
And Lafayette's ashes went between the dog's paws.
There's that famous poster of Lafayette himself.
and she rented to rockers and hippies, and you know, I mean, the people that most people would not rent to. But anyway, I mean, I remember everything has gotten a lot nicer, but I remember that driveway was much more precarious and narrow. And up at the top of the driveway, listen to this, there wasn't room for cars to turn around. So there was a turntable. I don't know if it was still here when you got
We
here.
found the remains.
But there was a turntable, so you pulled on the turntable, they turned you around and you could go back down again. But you know, the idea was for the driveway to come all the way, you know, around the front of it. From, you know, well into Laurel Canyon. The driveway, there was so much more space here, but you can't do anything about that.
How often do you come here?
Progress.
I come at least once a week.
Say, so where's the secret stash? Yeah. Let me take another one. Stand on the other side.
This is the only time you'll be seen with angel's wings, AJ. Enjoy it.
That's what I look to make sure. No sugar, no high fructose corn
It
syrup.
doesn't matter where the caviar comes from. I we know the taste of this caviar is that
That is the
important.
best.
Right.
That's some of the best caviar.
Those damn bunnies.
Oh, nice, Lefty.